right, let's make a couple more changes to our project. I'm going to come down to values and go to colors. And here are some resources of colors that are available to us. I'm going to copy this one here that says color white. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to change this name to SMCC Orange. So the first two letters, FF, here are going to mean that this is opaque. This is the transparency value between 0 and 255. So FF is 255, fully opaque. Then the RGB hexadecimal for the South Mountain Orange is CF 7F00. Okay, I'm just going to close that. I'm going to go back to my activity here for Kotlin. So let's change the background color of our screen. This is the value of my screen as being the constraint layout. It's going to equal find view by ID, and here I'm going to get r.id.main container. And I've got a capital O in here that's causing a little problem, as constraint layout. Now it's not recognizing main container. So I've got a little error here. Main container's in red. That's not a good sign. Up here in the upper right-hand corner of my code is an analysis going on. It says 1 error found, 3 warnings found, and 2 weak warnings found. Again, I'm not so concerned about the warnings as I am about the error. If I hover over main container, it says unresolved reference main container. I apparently forgot to set an ID to our constraint layout container. So I'm going to come back to my activity XML, my constraint layout, and I need to give it an ID. Let's call it main container. So now that has a name. I'm going to come back to main activity KT, and notice that red squiggly went away. We've now defined what that is. So I'm going to say my screen dot set background color, and we're going to say get color, and what I want to get is r.color, which is going to reference the colors in my colors.xml document, and I'm going to get SMCC orange. Now as soon as I type SM, notice I get SMCC orange here, and it shows me what that color looks like. I can just double click on that, and we're going to get a little swatch by our line numbers that shows the colors being applied, SMCC orange. Okay, well that's pretty cool. Let's take our TV hello, and I'm going to set the text size. Set text size is a method, and inside here goes a floating value, so I'm going to say 18.0 and F for float. And I'm also going to say TV hello dot set typeface. You know, since it's red, this should be a lowercase f, set typeface. And my typeface, I'm just going to say null. We're going to keep whatever currently is there, but I want to apply a bold. So android.graphics.typeface.bold. And my typeface should be a capital T. So anytime you see the code showing up in red, that's the analysis saying something's wrong here. All right, well, let's try this. So I'm going to come back over and run the emulator again. Make sure my emulator is turned on. So it's building. We get a success operation succeeded. Shows our project. I'm going to click SMCC. Watch this font of Hello SMCC as it becomes bigger and bold. And then our background turned orange. So we're simply, all we're doing at this point is changing attributes of objects, but you get a feel for the workflow and be able to change colors and strings. Now, let's do one last thing, and that's to change a string value here. So I'm going to go into strings, and we see a string name. Except what I'm going to do is I'm just simply going to copy this. I'm going to change the name to be SMCC. And let's make our string here be South Mountain. And we'll change our string reference to be South Mountain Community College. Okay, I'm going to close that. Let's come back to our code. And now rather than hard coding this value here, I can simply say get string r.string.smcc. And let's just test that and make sure that that still works. And we're still getting South Mountain Community College. So as always, there's multiple ways of doing things. In a global economy, Google recommends using string resources because it makes it easy then to localize our app if we want to deploy it in a different language. So that is how we modify a program. If you just jumped into this video, you can see all the videos from the Android App Development Cohort playlist by clicking on the image in the lower right. And if you'd like to be alerted to future videos that I create, you can click my picture up in the top right and subscribe to the channel.